Hey guys, Team PK here. Today we have an interesting deck profile and combo video. Take it away, River.
I'm just going to put on my depression face. So at the start of the format, I kind of I had a thought process that I didn't know what to play. I couldn't play Orcus because I came up with a list and just didn't want to play it. Thunder was gone, Striker was gone, and I decided that the best course of action was to play something that I'm familiar with, as well as know the intricacies of everything. If that makes sense. So I decided to play World Chalice because nobody knows how to play against World Chalice, and nobody knows what World Chalice does, and it doesn't help that the majority of my deck is foreign. Obviously, I'd explain it if they asked, but I'd assume that they'd figure it out. So I played 3 Agent. This card is the best starter. It gets you to Yugioh, Appaloosa. It basically just starts your plays, and at the cost of playing 3 Garnets, which technically aren't Garnets, the Mystic Shine Balls. Because it's a normal monster, in World Chalice, normal monsters are beautiful. They let you play. The only thing that really got hit from the ban list for this deck was the level 5 Synchro, and I never fiddled with that card because I was playing Allcast. Then we played 3 Undyne. The thought process with Undyne was yes, I add more normal summons to the deck, but realistically, if I had this and the Venus, if I had another extender, this could make Yugioh, and then that would summon the Venus. Now, obviously, that requires playing through hand traps and stuff like that, but I've kind of gotten used to figuring out what my opponent has when I'm playing this deck. For the World Chalice cards, we play 3 Cup. This is one of, if not the best card in the main deck, other than maybe Venus. This card is literally insane. It's a Thunder King, as well as if it leaves the field when it was tribute summoned, it special summons 2 from deck, which is why you can do a really jank combo, which I'm going to show you guys about. 2 of the the boy, he's a Psychic, level 3. Level 3 doesn't really come up, but the fact that he's Psychic is really key because you can play E-Telly, which means you can play an extender. It means I'm not playing something what's the spell that special summons a normal from deck if you control a monster. Yeah, I'd rather draw into something that I can use than to draw into something that I'm just gonna put away with Yugioh anyway. 3 Lee. The fact that this is a Stratos for itself as well is very good, but it's a fairy that's light that's going to come up when I show you what the whole combo is. But also because it has recursion with sending a card on your field or your hand to the graveyard as long as it's a monster, and then adding itself back means that you can do some really nutty things. And it's a level 2 fairy, so you can transmod the Venus transmod it into Venus. 3 Good Boy. I was playing 2, and then I realized how good he was, so I bumped him up to 3, and unfortunately the only other copy of it I had was in German Common.
Right, you can't tell in the video anyway.
You can't tell in the video, so that's good. 1 Destrudo and 1 Christia. These are the Brotor targets, speaking of Brotor. So Brotor can search this in the combo, or this if you've already opened this. So this is just an extender that you can play that's a dragon, basically.
I like dragons.
And then for another really good card in the deck, I heard Avarice got unlimited, got off the list, so I played 4 Avarice. This is way better than Avarice. If only it said draw, I would say that it's better than Avarice. Then because we don't like hand traps, play 3 Call by the Grave. Then we play 3 Transmod. This card I'm very iffy about. I'd rather play none or 3, and 3 just works really well because again you want to see Venus in order to play, because Venus gets you everywhere.
I imagine turning Shine Ball into Venus is still a pretty good combo.
Turning Shine Ball into Venus is like resolving Undyne basically. And then we play the Power 1-ofs, which is Monster Reborn, the Avarice, Succession, which is basically a searchable Monster Reborn because the cup can banish itself during the turn it was sent to the graveyard. The next turn after it was sent to the graveyard to search a World Legacy or World Chalice card. So it can search this, which is great.
It's just Reborn.
E-Telly, Upstart, and then the one of Brigandine, because you don't play any traps in this deck, and again, it's a normal monster. You love playing normal monsters. For the extra, it was probably the tightest thing I could ever come up with, and it's 1 Link Spider, one LP, one Pisty. You could theoretically cut this, but I want to be able to make Sarah Yugioh. One Imduk. Oh, sorry, two. This card says extra normal summon. This card says Monster Reborn. And this card says it points left and right. You could cut this to one, but again, like I'd rather have this because it's much more versatile than this and this. This requires a normal monster that's not a token. This requires two World Chalice monsters or a World Chalice monster plus another monster. I can't remember, they're all in French. I kind of just have a combo where I make this, but these are just very versatile and it's much better than Proxy Dragon because it can't be targeted. So if you get two of them out on the field, it's kind of just a big,
it's a lock.
It's a wall. And then Cerberus and Phoenix. You have to play both of them because the end board is Appaloosa with Phoenix to IP to Ib to Cerberus to Link Spider with a Archlord Christia, and obviously they can't crack your board because you have these two on board. Obviously, if Goblin was legal, you'd be able to make an unbreakable board, but that's beside the point.
But that's the reason Goblin's bad.
Yeah, Unicorn. This card is spot removal, which is why it's great, and it's in the deck. One Ningosu. This card is bonkers. It has 3 effects. Everybody just thinks it has the one. It actually has an effect on someone that if it points to any World Legacy, World Chalice cards, it draws up to the amount that it points to. So the ideal play is where you have this one here, one here, one here, and then you draw 3 for like just playing the deck.
What kind of mine just got limited?
Yeah, I know, but this one's in the extra deck. We play one Griffin. It's a pseudo skill drain, but it also sets things like the Monster Reborn, the Avarice, and like it's just very versatile. Again, you could cut this and play like a second Sarah Yugioh. And I only played the one because like again I'm playing 4 Pot of Avarices, so seeing a Pot of Avarice after you make this card means that like you have like a maximum total of 5. You have the one, you have 5 total technically, and then the Appaloosa. Because Appaloosa means you don't lose to Nibiru. And then for the side deck was pretty difficult for me because everything in the main deck is kind of necessary, and you don't really want to side out cards from your main deck because you're playing a very big combo deck. But I kind of managed and cut out things like usually it would be the Undyne. If I felt like I could just risk getting lucky. But we have the Boral Sword because I couldn't find room for it. So usually the Griffin would get cut for this game 2 and 3 because I'd rather be able to kill. The Nibiru. This is probably really funny, the fact about this card. If you get Nibiru during the combo, you can link that off into Link Spider and continue playing. And like it's just really randomly funny that that's like an interaction. One Prankatops because it's at 1 now. One Jinzo because you can summon it off Transmod if you target the cup. 3 Twin Twisters because I hate back row, and 2 Dark Ruler no more. I had to like if I had to choose something, I'd probably cut this for the 3rd Dark Ruler no more. But again, like I don't think Dark Ruler no more is very good for this deck.
Tell them how you summon this.
Yeah. So you transmod the cup. So if you have a normal monster, let's say a controller and this plus transmod, you can normal this, make Imduk, tribute the Imduk, summon this, and then transmod this, and like when this leaves, Jinzo gets summoned, and then effect will trigger, and they can't strike it. They can't they literally have to have judgment for this or this summon, and then you summon Jinzo, and you get to summon 2, and then you get to start playing, and it's just really it's just a very funny interaction that you have.
I can't believe you can transport it to Jinzo.
Yeah, you can transmod it to Jinzo. I always side Jinzo with this deck. 3 evenly matched, degenerate card, very good, and 1 red reboot, probably much more degenerate. This card is almost instant win if you resolve it. So do you want me to show the combo?
Yeah, show the...
Just like your stock standard combo, I guess.
So the stock standard combo is just a 2-card combo. It just requires this and
Jeez, we're so much glare off the lights.
Venus. Like this creates the board that I was talking about, where like the just these 2 alone ends on Appaloosa with Cerberus and
River, just shift your head this way a little bit. Yeah, there we
it
go.
just requires these 2 and it ends on Appaloosa, Cerberus, Phoenix with the Archlord Christia, and that's just off these two. So if you have 3 other extenders, 2 other extenders, 1 other extender, you can go further. I think it's these plus 1 extender equals the U-link, and you have to randomly, retardedly make the Archlord Christia live. So with these two, I'll just get it ready. Because I need like 3 other cards in the deck to be able to show you how this successfully works. So if you normal summon the Venus and then use effect 3 times and hopefully not get ogred or imperm, you can summon the 3 Shine Bowls, link one of the Shine Bowls into the Imduk, because you don't want to use the Link Spider. Use the Imduk effect to have the extra normal summon, attributing one of them into this. And obviously you have 3 other cards in hand. You link the 4 into the Appaloosa. If I can find it. And then Appaloosa will come out on 4 materials, and then the effect of the cup will activate, and it will summon Lee, and it will summon the Doggo. Right? Lee's effect will activate, and it will search for, usually it's another copy of itself, or it's a copy of this. So you have that card in hand. So remember, we still have the 3 other cards in hand, so I'm just going to put them face down. And then you link the Doggo into LP. Use LP's effect. It will grab Brotor. Brotor's effect will target Lee because it's a light fairy. So you can discard this if you searched it, or you can discard another card that you don't care about and search the Christia. And then, coincidentally, because of Venus and the 3 Shine Bowls, you have 4 fairies engraved now. So the only thing you need to do is have one of these cards as a monster to add this back. And then off of that, with the Christia, you can add back the Venus, and if you top deck into an Exodius, you can still continue. But we're going to link this into the Pisty. Pisty will bring back the Brotor, and then you can link 4 here for Yugioh. And obviously draw the 4, but we're not going to do that here. And then off of that, you have, you just need to, it's a pitch to summon back, to add this back, and then summon it off the Yugioh. Fuck the combo.
Well, it doesn't matter. You got your basic point because you're at this stage. You resolve Skull Yugioh, so you have an extra card.
Yeah. So you have the extra summon here. You have the 4 fairies
and
engraved.
It's like exactly 4, so you can drop this at any stage.
You drop this at any stage. And then Appaloosa plus Christia, and then all you need to do is make Phoenix Cerberus. That's basic. Sorry, I'm on no sleep, but that's the basic. You also have the Doggo effect to bring back. That's what I was forgetting. And then that can make the basic board.
So basically, you just end up
and then a 4 material Appaloosa that can't die.
Yeah, and they have to push through without their special summon.
Yeah, so basically, it has to push it out without special summon when they can't kill anything by battle or card effect.
Yeah.
So the Appaloosa can't be ogred.
And this is a floater, which is kind of sick.
So this will go back to the top, and it will also add back the Venus. So it's the fact that you can search a Vanity's Emptiness that's 2/8 is very dumb.
That also gives you a follow-up play.
Yeah.
If you just don't already win.
They should. Generally, when I versed people, if I got this on field, they would just scoop. And if I had to go more balls deep, I would.
Didn't you literally against Leo just end on like that?
Well, against Leo, I think it was something I think it was literally just this, and he couldn't crack it. Or I think I also had the Cerberus as well. I think the biggest board I made with this was the Griffin, the Cerberus, the Christia over here, the Phoenix, the Link Spider, as well as this set, and where is he? And a cup. So you have no monster effects that aren't linked, so the only zone that you have is the Appaloosa. If you activate a monster effect, Appaloosa will negate. You have to crack through this board by outing no special summon without destroying any of these by battle or card effects. and if you summon from the extra deck, let's say that you do crack this and goes to the top, you still have to do that.
Isn't this negated by Nightmare Griffin?
So Griffin, so it negates the activated effect. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Shut up. It's still busted.
It's still a bonkers board.
It's still bonkers.
Considering you have literally no special summons, and then you know that.
Yeah, like it just reminds me of Goki. So yeah, that's the deck. I kind of just thought that I'd play something fun.
Alright, and how has it been playing for you so far?
It's very high. Like you have to have a lot of thought process when you play this deck, and it does hinder on you, especially because I do night shifts. So
can be very punishing.
It's very punishing. Yeah, you get punished for doing very weird. Like if you have to do a very weird play, like one hand trap can stop your entire turn, or you can play through 4. Like there's no in between. Like you either have the perfect answer to the hand trap or you don't. Like getting Nibiru doesn't mean you lose, but sometimes it does. Whereas sometimes a single imperm can just stop your turn, and then sometimes an imperm ogre, Nibiru, and Ash can't stop you. Like that happened to me on Wednesday when I tested this deck.
Can you make this card with tokens?
No, it has to be a normal monster.
Oh, I thought it was.
Yeah, I know. It's like.
I guess we used to play Spider anyway. So
Yeah, that's why we play Spider. So yeah, this is the deck that I fell in love with to begin with.
And it's just all French.
And it's just all French. We love French.
Well, French is gay.
Shut up.
Alrighty, thanks a lot, River. Hope to see you some more on a recap with this later on, I guess.
Yeah,
As you're expecting to do.
Yeah, I'll probably continue working on it.
Alright, so we'll talk to you later then.
Thank you very much.